Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, he's here, ready to start a 360, aka 12 houses, tarot reading. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. And I wish you the best upcoming moon quarter, aka the next week, which starts today, the day 29 of January, or the 30th day of January, depending on your time zone, until the 7th of February, aka the next Saturn day. So, if you are familiar to the channel, hi, welcome back. And if you are new to the channel, hi, consider subscribing to get access to more content of mine. And if you want to know more about your natal chart, if you want to know more about your current circumstances, you can book a natal chart or tarot reading with me, live and direct, or recorded via IGDM, which you can reach using the LinkTree on my the description down below. And you can also contact me via Discord, which is also accessible via the description in the Linktree down below, or you can just contact me via email, which is also in the description down below. And in the description down below also there is a Linktree of my beautiful partner Mysterious, so go and check her. So if you are not familiar with the channel or with this reading, let us do a quick introduction. So as you can see on the screen, we have 12 houses, right? From the 1st to the 12th. But it always starts in the middle, where is no house, no number, no shape, no form, because that will be the house and the card that we will take out of our beautiful deck that represents the spirit, the space, the creator. And then the 12 houses are the creations, the 12 disciples from Jesus Christ and the 12 godly works from Hercules on the Greek mythology. Alright? And the 12 houses are physical scenarios or mind states or thoughts or feelings or people and ways of acting and reacting. But the house number 0, that's how I like to call it, is not entirely physical, mentally, or even emotionally. It's mostly spiritual. And when I do this for a person, I focus on their spirit. But because we are doing a collective, we have to go a bit spiritual here, and we have to focus on the spirit of the being that we are living in right now, because you have beings living within you, smaller than you, and we all together live actually in the heart chakra of a bigger being, a bigger spirit. So, and that spirit created the sun, Venus with our help as well, and other many spirits. So its creations, their sun is bigger than your sun, because you have a sun as well, a solar plexus within you, right? So their influence of the creations of the spirit of the being that we live in right now, they influence us. That's why we have astrology, that's why we have signs, hours, clocks, and calendars. So you have to know in what space is that spirit, the spirit which we live in, so we can know what influences, what waves, what currents are coming our way. And then we're gonna see that physically, or more specifically, through the houses. So let's go. The moon is right now in Taurus, and through this week, aka through this moon quarter, the moon will go into Gemini, then it will go into cardinal water, Cancer, and then on the next Sunday, it will be a full moon in Leo. But I believe that the moon will go to Leo on Saturn day, but will only get full on Sunday. So we have these influences of the moon: fixed earth, mutable air, cardinal water, and then fixed fire and full moon. So during this quarter, all the work you do will come up real quick during the full moon. And not only the work that you did during this quarter, but also the work that you did in the previous quarter. But on this, the work that you do on this quarter, the moon will be more full than the last quarter. So there is more energy, there is more substance, there is more fluid. So you are moving, you are impacting and influencing more right now. So let's take a card. Oh, it's here. Okay, nice. The card for the house number 0, the card for the spiritual house, the state of being of the spirit that we live in is Draco, 9 of Wands. So that's a good influence for us, because that means that the spirit that we live in, the spirit that influences us the most externally, it's looking, or it's already doing, the 9 of Wands. It's already in that state, which is elevating, wisening up, upgrading your own way to see yourself in a good light, upgrading, elevating how to feel about yourself, about your individuality, your creativity, your spiritual belief systems, and the expressions and the motivations and the excitement that those things give to you. All right? And how you see, or how you can literally can influence, inspire, and enlighten others. Hi Daria, hi Steven, welcome to the live stream. So we can be already unawarely, subconsciously in that state, looking for or already elevating our spirituality. Okay? So people that are not aware of this, they can elevate the wrong lights, the wrong creations, the wrong mentalities. They can get excited for the wrong things, or they might think they are being spiritual, well, where they are not actually. They are just feeling like that because we are receiving this energy as a general wave, right? But if you are aware of it, you can know that the actions, the things that you do will be magnified, will be extended and expanded upon naturally by the spirit that we are living in right now, if you are looking to and if you are doing that which is elevating your spirit, elevating the expression of your spirituality, elevating, wisening up, going another extra step on expressing yourself, your creativity, and your individuality. And all of that is only possible by elevating and actually doing your seeing yourself in a great light, feeling great about yourself, knowing that, or believing in yourself, and believing that the things that you are expressing are valuable, exciting, and relevant. So how will this, the search for a higher spiritual state, or you already being on a higher spiritual state, how will that affect our first house? The first house deals with personality, personal insecurities, personal interests, and the first impression that others have upon you. And we have Princess of Cups, Autumn, in this first house. So what does that mean? Oh, in the latest reading that I did, or maybe not, because yeah, maybe I had another card there and this card never came out on the yeah, maybe not, maybe it was just there. So Princess of Cups, it means that in our personal life, in our personal awareness, in our personal visions, in our personal space, we'll be reacting and responding in new internal ways. We are formulating, or we are learning how to create a new emotional, internal subconscious awareness way, or a way to deal and process and be aware of our internal realm, our emotions, and our subconscious realm. So this is more like sensitive, but it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of power, but you can feel a bit more sensitive in that area of your life. You can feel a bit more insecure as well, because that new way to deal with internal realm is still new, so it's not optimized and you might not trust it a lot yet, so that might make you feel a little bit shaky. But if you believe in yourself and if you know that you are going through this, the sheer amount of potential already makes you feel comfortable, even if you commit mistakes or even if your space gets a little bit breached. You know it's okay, because you are creating a better way to deal with those situations. So you know how to not expect too much from yourself and from the people, places, and things in the most personal areas of your life. All right? So let's move to the second house. How is we looking or already achieving a higher spiritual state, a higher creative state, will affect our second house, the houses of values, gifts, talents, and how you value others, how you think others value you, and how you value others' gifts and talents, and how you think that others, and how you react to how actually others value your gifts and talents and your situations. Ooh, Tower, Mars. So you have to start over. You have to let something fall. You have to let some values, some connections, some desires, some situations. You have to let them fall, or they are just falling right now, or they already fall. They already fell, and you are trying to reconstruct, or you are trying to build in the same location. You're trying to build in the same way, but the pieces are already gone. You and the world are already started to build a new tower, and you are still thinking about the old tower. You still thinking about the old accumulation, and everybody, including yourself, is already working on that new accumulation. It's already working on that new routine and pattern. It's already working with those new values and new talents and new gifts. But you're still trying to rebuild that old tower that just fell, okay? Or it's just like you were waiting for this, okay? Maybe you felt a bit stuck, you felt a bit unvalued because everybody else was reacting and valuing a specific way, and now that way fell, and people are constructing, are creating a new way to value. They are accumulating in different ways, and that might cater better to your own way and to your personal interests, and you might feel refreshed and you might feel relieved. Depends on what side, positive or negative, are you in this situation. Guys watching right now, go along and tell me what you think. Tell me what are your reactions about these cards, and let's move on to the third house. So, how is we looking or already achieving a higher spiritual state, a higher elevation, will affect how we behave, act, and are seen in our surroundings. That's the third house. Let's go. I feel a little bit of distractions in that third house, a little bit of lack of focus. But we got the card finally, and it is Four of Cups. So with the Four of Cups, it means that we are making sense or looking for a more structured, logical, and organized perspective, way of acting and reacting to ours and the environment's feelings, emotions, dreams, illusions, imaginations, connections, relationships, pleasure, private, security, and spirituality and spiritual belief systems. Okay? So a lot about that is saying a lot about standing strong in shadow work. True, And also, on that Mars the Tower card, recognizing that it all started, physically speaking, in the first house with a new emotional page on our book, a new emotional cycle. So you can use that Prince of Cups in the first house to get comfort, to get a reason, to get a meaning, to get like a sense of naturality. Oh, it's only natural that the tower fell. It's only natural that those situations died because in our personal lives we are creating new situations. We are creating new connections. We are creating new scenarios. So it's good that the tower have felt because it's natural because we are going through this new emotional process. You know what I'm saying? And then outside of you, you are looking for sense, you're looking for logicality. Make sure you are not looking for answers, make sure you are finding those answers, make sure you are the one coming up with the logicality, with the sense in how to direct yours and the people in your surroundings feelings. And that's not you telling them what to feel, is you catching a vibe. It's them telling you what they think or how they feel about you, and you come up in your own way, in your own perception, or actually in a conversation, but only do this in relationships that are juicy, that are meaningful, that are purposeful, which is expressing, acting on that logicality, and you bring some sense, you bring some structure, and you dry up a little bit those waters, because if that relationship is really important, you want that relationship to be a part of your surroundings and to work as a harboring point, to work as a connection point between your third house, your sixth house, your ninth house, and your 12th house, that mutable square. So it needs to make sense. You feel comfortable by being more clear, by having more sense, and by having a more out there, a more detached, but not too much, but a little bit more detached way of connecting and dealing with your surroundings, so you can focus on the real important relationships, which comes right now on the fourth house. So how is we looking or already being on a heightened, excited spiritual state is affecting our private life, our private spaces, our spaces of comfort, our spaces of need, and our spaces of security. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. So you can expand in this area by default, but you can be expanding in areas that you are not really aware of. You know what I'm saying? So some unexpected things might appear or might happen in the most private parts of your life, emotionally speaking. A lot of expansion, a lot of travels, a lot of gifts, a lot of unexpected gifts appearing in that area of your life. Let's move to the fifth house. So, how is we looking or already being in an excited, elevated spiritual state is influencing our attention, how we receive attention, what we give attention to, what entertain us, and what we are entertained and what we entertain. Five of Pentacles. So we have an attachment, an emotional connection, or a spiritual meaning, a spiritual purpose behind our fifth house, behind uh, the situations, the practicality, the physicality, and the reality that we are paying attention to, or that we are receiving validation and attention from. Hope you guys can see the cards well. Is the size of the cards all right? Can you guys check it out? Check it out. Let's move on to the 6th house. How is we looking for a higher spiritual state? Or we already being in a higher spiritual state? Affecting, influencing our area of your lives that deals with work, routines, patterns, organization, and health. And it is the 7 of Swords. So you might be detaching, you might be separating from old ways of thinking and communicating, and you can feel refreshed, or you can feel alone and a bit scared and insecure, and you can be inspired and receive new messages or new clarifications, because now you are looking at a new sky, you are looking at a clearer sky, and maybe you can relieve some health pressure, you can relieve some health issues by just separating from old ways of thinking, communicating, and socializing. And you can actually apply new ideas, fresher ideas, or just fresher mind states to your routine, patterns, work, organization, and health. So the size looks good, nice, thank you. I'm doing a tarot reading on the next moon quarter, aka the next week, from today until the next Saturn day. And each house represents an area of your life, and the card in the middle represents the state of being of the spirit that we live in right now. Because when I do this for a person, you can book this specific reading with me, or any other type of tarot reading, also natal chart reading. But when I do to a person, I focus on their spirit, and then the state of being, the state of spirit of that spirit will manifest and attract physical scenarios. And the physical or mental or emotional scenarios are the 12 houses, right? So right now, everybody is subconsciously looking for, or already in a heightened, more excited, more wise spiritual state about their creativity and about the expression of their spiritual belief systems. Shout out to Waze, shout out to Steven, shout out to Daria, shout out to the SoulGroup. Let's go changing the world right now, because the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Let's move on to the 7th house. How is we already being or looking for an elevated state of being is affecting our relationships, partnerships, friendships, and how we create new ways to think and communicate by default. How is your Aquarius season going right now? You guys enjoying your individuality? You guys enjoying your associations? Are you guys dealing with unique associates? Are you guys constructing a project, a building, a community that is unique and original, or that revolves around unique and original things? Oh, nice. In the 7th house, we have the 7 of Wands. So you'll be separating from old spirits, from old visions, from old imaginations, from old ways to see yourself, from old ways to feel about yourself, and you will be having new imaginations, or you will react in new ways about the same imaginations, and you can experience, if you are open enough, new states, new spiritual states that you never even imagined before. And that will allow you to experience your relationships in a way more exciting and spiritual way. Let's go into the 8th house. How is we looking or already being in a more wise and elevated spiritual state, affecting our deep relationships, our deep desires, our deep motivations, our deep passions, our deep frustrations, and our deep aggression. let's go. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. So you might feel a lot of responsibilities. You might feel a lot of pressure. You might feel a lot of limits. You might feel a lot of boundaries. You might feel a lot of work. And you might feel a lot of stability. You might feel a lot of uh, continuation. It's a lot of routine, a lot of pattern, because you are on an elevated state of being. So when you look down to your deep desires, you can be like, bro, I was really deep in there. Bro, I was really in the dark in there. Bro, I was really attached. This might not even be how a state of being that you are. This might be just like you reacting to those deep desires. You're reacting to those deep moments. You're reacting to those deep relationships. But if you're a really powerful spirit, you will be like, bro, it is kind of cringe looking at that right now, but that was the shit back then. That was the thing, you know what I'm saying? That was full of substances, that was full of moments, that was full of intentions, that was full of energies that now that you are in a wiser and more elevated state of being, you can use for better purposes. Let's go. That is saying, wish that you are enjoying your creativity and individuality. Way saying, Daria, thank you. It was great, just had dinner and now listening. Glad to share this space and wish you had a wonderful day. A day full of wonders, because we are wanderers. Let's go into the ninth house. How is we looking for already being on a elevated, more wise spiritual state, affecting how we share and associate our spirituality, our morality, our spiritual belief systems, and the testimonies that we take out of our 8th house? Oh, it's pizza time! Pizza time! Let's eat some pizza, eat some good 360. Right? Pizza is very spiritual. It's a 360 that you slice it up, just like astrology is the same as cutting a pizza. There is a 360 and you slice it up so you can digest it, so you can process it, so you can understand it in clear ways. Let's go. Let's go. Taurus Moon, real acting like the Hierophant, using some everyday looking thing to explain some spiritual thing. Let's go. Better believe it. Better believe it. It's pizza day. Yeah. Come on, but that 9,000 doesn't want to. Let's go. Got it. 7 of Pentacles. So you separating from old and outdated circumstances, responsibilities, limits and boundaries, or just you are separating from old ways to act, see, and react to your responsibilities, limits, boundaries, and physical circumstances, and you can feel inspired, you can feel refreshed, and you can feel redirected in that by expressing, associating, and sharing your elevated and wiser dreams, illusions, imaginations, morality, spiritual belief systems, and testimonies that came out of the 8th house. Let's move on to the 10th house. So how is Will looking or already being on elevated, more wiser spiritual state affecting our business, our networking, our status, and our ability to create new structures, and or our ability to feel comfortable when we are in the process of creating a new structure? Okay, you have no structure because you are creating a new structure. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how is an elevated state of being affecting this area of our lives. And it is the 7 of Swords once again. We already had it here. You already have it. We had it on the 6th. And it's Earth house as well. So all Earth houses during this moon quarter is about finishing. It's about terminating. It's about restarting or starting in a new space, starting in a new way, starting with new people, places, and things. Because second house, Taurus, the Tower, very impactful termination, very impactful end of a cycle, very impactful end of an accumulation. Sixth house, Virgo, Seven of Swords, separating from old mentalities and old ways to think and communicate. 10th house, Capricorn, again, Seven of Swords, separating from old ways of thinking, separating from old ways of communicating, so you can enjoy the new sights in the new spaces with the clearer skies. Let's go. So, everything that deals with your business, with your stability, with your values, with your organization, with your responsibility, with your practicality, with your safety, security, and privacy is about to change, and you have to change. You have to bring a fresher look so you can start building the new thing as soon as possible, and you can build it in the better way as soon as possible, so you can start enjoying the new stability, the new structure as soon as possible. Let's go. Indeed, Daria, let's go. Use those swords to cut the BS. Use those swords to cut the wrong responsibilities, to cut the wrong attachments, to cut the wrong sense of guilt or mistake, so you can focus on the proper areas of your business being done in the proper way. Let's go, let's go. Into the 11th house. How is we looking or already being on a wiser spiritual state, on a more elevated spiritual state? How is that affecting our associations? How we use our individuality within the world? And the creation of groups to discuss and evolve our mentalities in specific topics, as in astrology or science, for an example. How is that affecting the world and your visions about the world? The Empress, Venus. So people can see, your associations can see your value, or you can see, be very clear and be very sure about the value within your associations. But your associations can also be more clear, be more sure about your value, and they might be more attracted to your value. They might really want you right now, and it might be extreme, and they might need you right now. And you might be already on your own, creating your own thing on your own station, and now they want to be a part of it all of a sudden. With no interview, with no purpose, with no clear thing to add on and bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? But on the positive side, there is a lot of value, okay? There is a lot of gifts, a lot of talents, a lot of bountifulness, a lot of juiciness, a lot of things growing, a lot of things flourishing, a lot of things already ready to be so, already ripen, some things already ready to bite and drink that juice in your associations. But you have to, it's necessary to be enjoying this value and to be valued and to be valuing the right things, people, places, and associations. You have to think, you have to communicate on your own fixed, original, new, rebellious way. Alright? Because there is no way that you can associate your elevated state of spirit without communicating in your own way, without constructing thoughts and theories about things in the world in your own way. There is no way you can really connect your spirit to that value. There is no way you can receive that value of that elevated spiritual state if you are not associating in a unique way with unique things and groups. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, you're gonna be very well rewarded. Alright? Yes, RS, RS. Let's go into the 12th house. How is we looking for already being in a more elevated, more wise spiritual state, affecting our dreams, illusions, imaginations, spiritual, emotionally, deep, mentally, and physical connections. The house, the perspective where we see all the other houses through, the end of a cycle, the put everything into a bigger perspective house. Six of Swords, okay? So in order to see everything in the right perspective, in order to keep everything under control, in order to maintain your sanity and to have a good direction, to have a good purpose to all the other areas of your life, you have to have a very spiritual look at your mind, and you have to bring power and control over your mind. You have to bring authority and attention to your own mind, to your own thoughts, to your own ideas, to your own relationships, and to your own way to socialize. So the subconscious realm will be very present in your relationships. The subconscious realm, your deep dreams, your deep illusions, and others' deep dreams and deep illusions, the world's deep dreams and deep illusions will be trying to connect with your mind, or your mind will be already open to that. So you have to bring power, you have to bring control in a logical, fresh, light way. You have to make sure that you are being intelligent and smart about your spirituality, and what are you connecting deeply with, and what you are harboring within you, that you are expanding with your own energy and with your own spirit. You have to make sure it's for a structure. You have to make sure it's for a purpose. You have to make sure it's something that you can communicate. You have to make sure it's something that you can show others. You have to make sure it's something that others can participate as well. You know what I'm saying? But without letting others associate and coming too close to your own mind. Okay? And that's it. That's all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. I hope you guys enjoy this format that I came up with. And I hope you guys will book a reading with me as well, because I really like to do these readings, and I really like to just create content in this way because it's interesting and helpful. Alright? So shout out to everybody that was watching live. Shout out to everybody that was watching in the recorded version as well. Before I leave, I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Go check the LinkTrees in the description down below to reach more of my content. Check the Linktree of Daria to check more of her content. She has spiritual, art, and gaming content. Daria saying it's her favorite format ever. Nice, thank you. Make a video on your channel. Shout me out, shout me out. Explain in your own way why you enjoy this reading. Explain what this reading makes you feel, because you have that Pisces sun. If you express your feelings, you'll attract attention, the rightful attention in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And then you can make sense out of it because it's Aquarius season. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, leave the comments down below. How are you reacting to these cards? How are you reacting to this reading? What do you think about the format? And shout out to the SoulGroup. Shout out to my SoulGroup. Shout out to everybody out there being unique, real, and original right now. Shout out to everybody being responsible, creative, and constructive, and consistent with their uniqueness and individuality. And shout out to everybody changing the world right now, showing themselves and to the whole world that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. And we create these systems, and we are creating the newest, fresher, and best system yet. Until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.